Hey guys, what's up? It's Coach Krause here. Got a cool one for you today. We're going to be talking about fighting off the ropes and all of the techniques and tactics that are involved in that. So stay tuned. So fighting off, it's going to happen, right? There's only so much ring you can go, and as Joe Louis famously said, you can run, but you can't hide, and that is true. So eventually, you are going to have to fight off the ropes, fight with your butt against the ropes. But strategically, I would want to say to you before we even start this that you don't want to make a habit of it. A lot of people kind of fall in love with fighting off the ropes for aspects that you're going to see in a little bit. But everything being equal, say me and Erdo are fighting off the ropes and he has me against the ropes and he's out there, even if our punches are exactly the same, our output is exactly the same, he's going to win that exchange. He's going to win that round because that's what the concept of ring generalship is, right? So I want to say just strategically, don't make a habit of fighting off the ropes, but definitely know how to do it. First and foremost, you really want to avoid sitting your butt into the ropes and fighting like this. You're going to take away all your ability to create torque with your body and really rotate your hips. So one thing that I was taught is you want to use your back calf and you want to go until you feel it in that back rope, and then you want to try your best not to go back any further and not to sit your butt into the ropes and certainly not to square up into those ropes, right? So you'd be using that. So I wouldn't even have to look. I would just know when my back calf hits that back rope that I don't want to go any further, all right? So Erdo, let's say you were here and he had me against the ropes, and like I said, it is kind of a lazy way to fight because if he punches, I can use these ropes to kind of spring back into. I can use it for my balance and kind of defend, right? But also, like I said, you're really taking away your ability to hit him with any good shots. But use that rope. Let's say he throws a right hand at me and it bounces me off the rope. Let that bounce you back into him, right? Let's say he throws a left hook at me and it bounces me off. Let that bounce him back into you. Also, what you really want to work on is switching places, right? Because what's good for me is good for him. So if he sees a little closer, maybe I want to implement the clinch. And not only do I want to clinch him and stop, but I want to switch places with him. And I want to put him into the ropes. Maybe what I want to do is wait for, like, he threw a straight right hand, and I could slip it, and I can implement that technique. Maybe he could throw a left hook at me, and I can bob and weave it and implement that technique. So these are chances I can have to switch our positions, all right? So the vast majority of the time, this is going to be short range punching. So he'd be close to me. And all the aspects of punching with your short attack is going to be applicable here. So we've gone over that in the past. So you'd primarily be using those short shots. Because you know why? Because if Erdo backed off and he gave me a little bit of room, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move. I'm not going to stay in that rope, or at least I shouldn't be staying in those ropes, right? So he's going to be trying to pressure me, put me there, and I'm going to be trying my best to not only get off a couple shots, but when I can, get out of the ropes, get off the ropes. Let's say he was in the ropes. I want to do things to keep him pressured here because, like I said, this is an advantageous position, and I am having superior ring generalship when I'm here, right? So if I felt him kind of skirting over to his left, go. I'd want to stop him and put him there. If I felt him coming off to the right, I'd want to cut that direction off. Similar to cutting off the ring in the grand sense, but in a much shorter scale. So just to review, right, you really want to try your best to avoid sitting on the ropes in the first place, and you can use that rear calf to let you know that this is as far back as you want to go. And the better you get at this, you would know before you even got to that position that I got to start maneuvering myself away from the ropes. Now, my ring is very small, right, and it makes you have to engage, but when you get a little bit bigger of a ring, that's more of an option, all right? Also, like I said, here you're going to primarily be working your short punches, and you're not going to want to sit into the ropes, and you're certainly not going to want to square up into the ropes. But if you can, when you can, you want to use that spring off the ropes to help you land a quick power shot, right? And you can certainly use that spring to help you land that power shot and get out, right? But first and foremost, don't fight against the ropes. Try your best to get back into the center of the ring, right? And, of course, like and subscribe.